CBLO is collateralized borrowing and lending obligation. So basically CBLO is what? CBLO is money market instrument. This is a money market instrument which is being used to lend money by the institutes which have surplus funds, and which is used to borrow money which have the institutes which have surplus securities. Likewise, we are considering two institutes over here, A and B. A has surplus funds. Funds means liquidity. Okay, and B has surplus securities. Okay, so B has surplus security and A has surplus funds. So if B is in need of some liquidity, that it wants some funds, okay, it can give it security and can borrow funds. But this transaction is not directly between these two. This transaction is not directly between these two. There is a corporation for it, that is CCIL. CCIL is Clearing Corporation of India. This is Clearing Corporation of India Limited. So all the transactions of the CBLO are operated by, transacted by the CCIL, that is Clearing Corporation of India Limited. Okay, so basically what happens, the institute which has surplus funds goes to the CCIL. The institute which has surplus security which wants to borrow some funds also goes to CCIL. Okay, and CCIL basically matches the requirement of the two parties and does the deal. So these A and B parties do not know about each other, that they are lending to whom or they are basically borrowing from whom. Okay, so this is basically anonymous order matching platform. This is anonymous order matching platform where the transaction is being done by CCIL and the lending is covered by the approved securities. Now approved securities means, we said over here that the B has surplus securities with him. What these securities are meant to be? These must be approved securities, and this includes government securities and treasury bills also. Okay, so these are basically approved securities, and on base of these approved securities, if B wants to borrow, then B has to put these securities with CCIL, and CCIL on behalf of these securities will lend it to B on behalf of A. Okay, and the money which is being borrowed in the CBLO platform, it can be borrowed from overnight to 1 year. Overnight to 1 year means from 1 day to 1 year, depending upon the requirements. And the participants that we mentioned here to be A and B, these participants can be commercial banks, these can be PDs, that are primary dealers, these can be insurance companies, these can be mutual funds, these can be financial institutes, these can be NBFCs, that is non-banking financial company. So important to know about CBLO is that identity is not disclosed by the CCIL, and the other thing is that these lendings are backed by the